Some people carry grief. Others wear guilt like armor. But what happens when someone dumps their guilt on you and walks away with clean hands? This is the story of a girl who was blamed for a death she didn't cause, and how she used the truth to burn down the man who left her to carry it. Listen carefully. Because some secrets don't die with the dead. Some scream to be heard. My name is Haley Monroe. And for most of my life, I thought silence was survival. That if I didn't talk about the night Natalie died, the pain might fade. That if I stayed quiet long enough, the blame would dissolve. That guilt, real or not, would rot away if I buried it deep enough. But I was wrong. Because guilt doesn't rot. It ferments. And my uncle. He tried to pour his into me. And walk away. So I let it sit. 7 years. Then I gave it back to him, aged, bitter, and unforgettable. Let me take you back. Natalie was my cousin. 16. I was 17. We were raised across the street from each other in a quiet suburb in upstate New York. Our moms were sisters. But Natalie and I, we were closer than that. She was my best friend. My secret keeper. We had flashlight codes from our bedroom windows. And matching journals we called emergency diaries. We told each other everything. Until the night she died. It was a Tuesday. Just after midnight. I was still awake, studying for finals. Headphones in. That's when my mom opened my door, pale, shaking, barefoot. Her voice cracked. She said, "Haley, Natalie's gone." I didn't understand. "Car accident," she said. She wasn't wearing a seatbelt. They said she hit a tree off Route 17. I sat completely still. Like my body forgot how to move. In the days that followed, I felt like a ghost. People kept showing up, sobbing, hugging, saying things like, "Too soon," "Unimaginable." And then came the funeral. It was cloudy. Cold. I remember staring at Natalie's photo, smiling, hair tucked behind one ear, and waiting to wake up. After the burial, we all gathered in the church basement. That's when Uncle Greg came over. Natalie's father, my mom's brother. He looked awful, bloodshot, eyes wrinkled, suit. But the look he gave me hard focus, like a man who'd picked his target. He leaned in and whispered, "She was supposed to be home that night, but you told her to sneak out, didn't you?" I blinked. "I know you girls," he said. "You told her to go meet that boy. You're the reason she was out. You're the reason she's dead." And then he walked away just like that. No shouting, no scene, just a quiet stab between the ribs. I didn't respond. I didn't tell anyone. But his words sank deep, and worse, I believed them. Because I remembered the last message I sent Natalie that night. It said, "Don't stress, just tell him you're at my place. He'll never know." I didn't force her, I didn't push her, but still, I opened the door. After that, I spiraled, dropped out of college after one semester, drank too much, avoided everyone. Uncle Greg never spoke to me again at Christmas. He'd barely look at me. I assumed I deserved it. For 7 years, I carried it, his grief, his hate, his version of the truth. Until everything changed. My mom had a minor stroke, nothing fatal, but enough to bring me home. I stayed for a few weeks to help. One day, I was looking through some old paperwork in our basement, and I found a dusty pink USB drive in a box labeled Natalie 2011. I plugged it in. Photos, old notes, school essays, and one video. It opened with Natalie in her room, camera pointed at her face. Her eyes were red, her hands shook. She said, "Dad keeps yelling about me, texting Jason. He went through my phone again. He said if I sneak out, he'll take the door off my room. I'm so tired of hiding everything." She wiped her eyes and whispered, "He said, if I mess up again, he'll make sure I never leave this house." And right there, I knew Natalie wasn't sneaking out because of me. She was running from him. Uncle Greg, the man who told the world I killed her. I felt like I was on fire, and I wasn't done. I pulled the police report. No alcohol, no drugs, speed listed as likely due to emotional distress. But the insurance paperwork, that's where it got dark. Greg had listed Natalie as the primary driver of the car. She didn't even own it. That designation meant he couldn't be held liable, and because of that he collected over $110,000 in insurance. What did he do with it? Bought a lake house, Finger Lakes, beautiful view, new life. He blamed me for her death and then cashed her in. I couldn't scream, I couldn't cry, I didn't sleep for 3 nights. Then I made a plan. I created a fake identity, Melanie Russo, grief blogger, trauma recovery coach. I built a site with poems, journal entries, soft colors, a dozen Instagram posts. I followed everyone Greg knew, and eventually he followed me back. I messaged him as Melanie said I was writing a book about grief that I wanted to feature Natalie's story. He responded immediately she was the light of my life. He wrote she died too young. He sent a photo of her, the same one from the funeral, and I just stared at it. This time, I didn't cry. I posted the blog 1 week later titled "My father blamed my cousin for my death, but this is the truth he hid." The blog included screenshots of the video, her voice recordings, a copy of the insurance policy, the real estate deed for the lake house, and a screenshot of Greg's email calling her the light of his life. Then I shared it with local journalists, with his wife, his brokerage, his country club board, the PDA. The story blew up. Within 2 days, his brokerage placed him on indefinite leave. His wife filed for separation. His club revoked his membership, and the parents at school started whispering. He tried to call my mom. She didn't answer. Then he texted me, "What did you do?" I replied, "You told me I killed her. Now you know what that feels like." He never responded. But 3 weeks later, a podcast producer called. They wanted to feature Natalie's story in a series about silenced voices. I said yes because silence is how abusers thrive, and Natalie, she wasn't going to stay silent anymore. If someone ever blamed you for something you didn't do and buried their guilt in your heart, remember the truth doesn't stay buried forever. Sometimes it screams and sometimes it burns.